everybody, and welcome to my house, or at the very least what I have out of a house on Sunday. I've been modifying the structure quite extremely and quite a lot, so what I have as a house changes day to day, but by this point I think I have enough of a grasp on the whole housing thing to be able to do a small review for it. And currently I am just taking a look at my own ceiling. Let me just enter the construction ability because I don't like what is happening in here. What is that? That is my couch, I think, and that is my plant. I'll have to show you off one of the annoying things. The housing has quite a lot of annoying things, but as this is occupying my mind, let's kind of go and do it. Ugh. I may as well start here. The controls for housing really, really suck. So we have nice things in here, which allows you to switch floating on and off for whether you want the ability to like put something on the sky or whether you want it to stick to things. You can decide how much collisions you're encountering, how close you're placing things, whether or not you want to scale and rotate, and how much, and that is all well and good, but all of that can be beaten by a very simple thing. Come on, couch. Come on, couch. From Guild Wars 2, which is the ability to lock the object in place when you select it and get axis controls, as in, you know, up, left, right, that sort of thing, and be able to match the item that you're trying to place through the axis controls. We don't have anything very similar to this, so we have this weird place mode, and as you can see, this item is trying to place itself on my head right now. Trying to place anything on the ground and make sure that it is on the ground is a fucking bitch, because things like floating, even when you switch floating off. Okay, that is on the ground. Is it still sticking through my roof? Another thing is I cannot just go up and down very easily. For example, if this was Guild Wars 2, I could turn myself into a bee and fly, which does sound very funny, but it does help when you're trying to do housing. You can't quite do that here, so I have to climb up, check my roof, then climb down, check everything else, then climb up, check my roof again, and I have to just use double jumps and use T to place platform at the moment, because that is all that I have unlocked as abilities. Placing this was incredibly irritating. Roofing this place was incredibly irritating. We may as well go to the roof and just talk about what kind of nonsense roofing is. This is inner corner roof tile large. Mind you, I'm mostly using small tiles, but this is a small tile, what I'm currently highlighting. This is a large tile, what I'm currently highlighting. This is inner corner roof small. If you notice, large and small tiles have the exact same angle for going down. Now, this is inner roof corner large. I am aligning it properly. Why is it not angled that way? Why is it fucking angled like that? It's like the only item that I own for roofing that has this angle. And guess what? You can't change the angle. I can't also go smaller than small on a roof tile. I have the ability to reshape like objects to make some objects smaller, but I can't make roof tiles any smaller than they are, hence why they very jankily are sticking through my house. There's also no undo button, and I'm gonna save, but this keeps on happening to me. It's one of the reasons why we're on flat ground. If you start housing in Infinity Nikki, it comes with a preset house, and you're not on a flat ground. I tried removing the preset house in order to build on the hill that I had, but here's the issue. I kept on deleting the fucking terrain underneath my own house. So like, let's say I'm running and I just misclick. Right click deletes things. This is how easy it is to just like misclick. And imagine that you're removing the floor and there's like a hill underneath. Misclicking is gonna happen so often. So what I'm trying to say is that trying to build a house in Infinity Nikki just from the tools that we are given is currently a very annoying endeavor, because the tools that we're given are intricate, but they're very clunky. I've seen housing implemented in a lot of different games. Housing implemented in our games tends to be a lot less clunky. Like, this is proper clunk. And then we have to take bugs into consideration. For example, if I want to dye this wall, theoretically I can press edit, then I can press dye, then I can change the color of the wall. If I save after doing this, the game might throw an error, or it might save correctly, but then when I leave and come back, the wall's color will undo itself. This is a bug, I'm pretty sure. What I have been doing is removing the wall, then navigating through this menu, back to where the wall is, placing it on my bar, then selecting the wall. Then before I would put it down, I would then dye it. The wall is the wrong way around. There we go. By the way, you have to like pay money to unlock dyes. Well, rather, you can grow flowers and you can make paint buckets, but that's gonna be a very long and strenuous process. You can instead press exchange and you can spend your housing currency to get the amount of buckets that you need, and then you can like unlock it from here. You're unlocking dyes by the side of a house, so this side and this side doesn't share the dye palettes that you have unlocked. You have to unlock these separately. And if I unlock a color, all of this type of wall will have that color. If I want that color on this type of wall, because it's a different type of wall, I would need to unlock it again. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that dyeing in Infinity Nikki's housing system is currently either very tedious or expensive. And it's also bugged. Because once again, if I want that dye to stick, I would need to remove the wall, dye it, and then place it back. And that is the only way that the game would like properly save the whole thing and would actually do the dyeing. So what I'm trying to say is that I have actually rebuilt this house 3 times. It's there. I'm proud of it. I had to rebuild it 3 times. Before we get into all the time gating and the costs, let me just share another tiny issue that I'm pretty sure is a bug. I had to hang a chandelier in here, which looks friggin' random as all hell. This is the smallest that I could get it. Some light sources plainly don't do anything. They don't illuminate. The only light sources that do illuminate are these chandeliers. Nowhere in the game does it state what like properly illuminates and what doesn't. I'm assuming it's a bug, but it might not be. Like, it might be intended. I don't know. So, for example, this is a beautiful chandelier, which is a bitch to hang if you want to hang it. So, let's just adjust some settings. No collisions. And we can place it further. So, it might go further than, you know, this. This is so bizarre because look at... The light comes from the top of the chandelier's string, not the chandelier itself. So, what if I made it smaller and... There is no collisions on, by the way, and yet it's still acting like there are collisions on. Right. It might also allow floating. So let's say I want this chandelier, but I don't want the long ass string, and I want it on this floor. I made it as small as it goes. This is how big it goes, this is how small it goes. Like, the resizing things is very limited, guys. So I have placed it, and it's perfect for this place, and yes, I would need to deal with that string on the other side, which means that I would build a chimney or something just to hide it. It doesn't give off light. Because for this chandelier, it gives off light at the tip of there. So you can't use it. And these sort of lamps don't give off light. This one's hidden behind the bush. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. These sort of lamps, they don't really illuminate. Nothing in the game tells you that they don't illuminate, they just don't illuminate. These are the only type of lamp that actually illuminates. Nowhere in the game does it tell you so. And I'm gonna assume that at some point all lamps will illuminate, question mark? Like, that seems like a reasonable thing to expect. The thing is, crafting these things is very, very, very expensive. The housing system is so incredibly grindy. I've never seen a housing system as grindy anywhere else. So first of all, you need to collect house XP. That's just to increase your skills. I thought about recording this on Tuesday, and then I'm like in a ranting mood because I was just trying to arrange my attic. I'm not gonna be this pissed off at it by Tuesday, so it's best that I record it now. The reason why I wanted to record it on Tuesday instead of Sunday is because, let's go to home abilities. You are capped at 100 XP points per day. So you go in here and you do whatever earns you XP. I find that collecting meteorites, it earns you 10 XP per meteorite. You get 6 in total at level 2. When you level this ability, you boost how many meteorites there is. So really, it's very easy to, if you just have meteorite collecting ability as high, it's very, very easy to just max out all of your daily XP with just star collecting. But this is how far I've gone construction. And if I waited 2 extra days, so Monday, Tuesday, and I instead recorded this at Tuesday reset, I could have had construction at level 7. By this point, I need 180 XP per level up and 10,000 housing currency. I keep on forgetting what it's called. Astrolite. Astrolite, that will work. I keep on just calling it housing currency. Housing currency is another very grindy thing. But first of all, let's navigate the fact that your XP is capped. So you're capped in what you can even build. And to begin with, you start with everything at level 1. And let's go to Yardling Shop. So things like walls, I obviously have already bought it out on all of this on this account, but I'm pretty sure that walls are level 3. So you can't even make walls until like 3 days have passed. Classic furniture is like it's level 2, I think. And that's like the basics of basics. Then there's enhanced home decor, and here's the fun bit. You can't recolor anything until you have the sketch for it either. So if you just wanted to dye your walls, you would have to wait 3 days to do that. Until you level up your construction, if it is construction that you're focusing on. I think it was enhanced home decor that had a sofa, lush long sofa, that's actually inside your house. To begin with, a lot of the furnishings that I have inside my house are the furnishings that I have already had, like that the house came with, because it's very hard to get anything new to play around with. And I've been playing around with some new stuff. But yes, this sofa comes with your original preset house. A lot of the furnishings that you see in my house, they came with the original preset house. So what I did was I just rearranged them and redyed them. And that's how I'm making it work, honeys, because I looked at how long it would take me to make anything and got depressed, and I was like, let me at the very least play around with what I had. I wanted the satin green. I was able to get the chair green because the chair comes a lot earlier than the sofa. But the sofa, it wouldn't let me dye it because I didn't have the blueprint for it. So I had to wait days to dye the sofa, which also kind of upset me. So the fact that everything is time-gated this much, and the fact that the walls, the simplest shit, the walls for your house are time-gated by waiting for 3 days before you can start building them. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. If we want to build walls, we're gonna build per effectively 3 walls. So white chime blooms I can't get at level 1. Planting, they're kind of high up there. Liner tip I can't get at level 1. Fishing, it's kind of high up there. Brilliant meteorites, it's luck based. What kind of meteorite you get? You can get like green, purple, blue, that sort of thing. Like they're all in different colors. You can only pick up 6 meteorites a day. Well, currently with my level 2 ability. If your ability is at level 1, that's 5 meteorites a day. And it increases when you level up the meteorites. But what I'm telling you is that meteorites are capped on how many meteorites you can pick up per day. You're picking up about 0.2 to 0.3 kilograms every single time when you're picking up. If I wanted to craft 3, because I can't craft any less, I have to take whatever the batch is. 3 double-sided windows, which is the wall with the window on it. Let's say that I'm getting very, very lucky, and all of my meteorites are brilliant meteorite. Like, for some reason, all I got was like this type of meteorite and no other meteorite. Well, I would need at least 2 days with level 1 ability. But that's not like realistic, because what kind of meteorites falls are kind of random, and you're gonna get like blue and green and purple and all sorts of various meteorite colors. So you're gonna go up by a bit of a meteorite of each color a day. So actually you're not looking at 2, you're probably looking at 2 days. You're probably looking at like maybe 6, 8 days if you're just trying to get this material, because it's capped. You can't even grind it If you have the level, you can grind flowers. If you have the level, you can grind fish. Mind you, it's still gonna take you like 2 real-life hours to grow that fish, and there is ways to speed it up, but when you're speeding it up, you're speeding it up by like 20 minutes. You're not speeding it up by like the whole time that it takes to grow that fish. So you would still be capped on time, but the meteorites are the most horrible thing because you can only pick up that many a day and they're entirely random. So let's say I'm not so lucky that all of the meteorites, see, this is used up now, that all of the meteorites would be of the same like color as the ones that I require. That means that I'm not getting 2 kilos of those meteorites in 2 days. I'm probably getting enough in like a week. And that's for 3 pieces of wall, which is the basic building material that your house comes with. Do you see my problem? There is a way to circumvent this. And this has been something that I've been doing. I have probably thrown more than a 10 pole at housing by this point. It maybe is like 15 worth? I don't know. Because every single time I want above a certain amount of gems that I want to, the diamonds that I want to preserve, I would spend them on housing. So what do I mean? You see how I don't have the materials that I need for a large arched window. I can still press craft and it will tell me spend astrolite 8,670 to replenish missing crafting materials. So I can spend the housing currency in order to insta-craft in here. So how do you get housing currency? Well, first of all, you get a tiny teeny amount for free of this tree. At the moment, at ability level evaluation 11, so I've been leveling my abilities up quite a lot. It restores 100 astrolites every 60 minutes, so I can get 2,400 astrolites entirely for free of this plant every single day. So now, okay, if I'm not into luck, I can get that wall in 4 days. 4 days of collecting free astrolites. But we have Posy over here, and we can go to Yardlink purchase. I can sell 150,000. No, actually 200,000. Why did I think that it was 150,000? I can at the moment sell 200,000. Maybe it goes up as I level up. I don't know. 200,000 worth of astrolites a week. The furnishings that I have in here will all net me some astrolites. So if I was desperate, I could just sell them off. But considering how expensive it is to craft, I don't want to get rid of things when I can just not get rid of things, okay? Some things will be at 1.2 times the price instead of once the price. So if I sold 1 flower that's 48 astrolites, let me show you a flower farming. Now mind you, that is the more expensive flower. They grow in random colors. So I can't always determine that it's gonna be this. And the reason why I'm gonna show you flower farming is because I don't remember how many flowers I pick up in one go. 4 cups. That would be 4 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups, 3 cups, 5. 5, 5. What was it? 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3? I think so. So, math time. 24. I have picked up 24 flowers. Each seed in here costs. I think these flowers, they only cost 100 per seed. We're about to run to Posy. So we're about to check. And I'm gonna speed up their growth So currently I can produce these flowers I can produce 24 flowers every 10 minutes if I want to grind astrolite by myself. Like, if I want to do that. Now 24 flowers, I have 6 plots. So this would mean, let's go to, nope, that's the wrong menu. This is a bit annoying, honestly. Ability, yep, 100 seeds, so I'm gonna spend 600 astrolites on seeds. Now let's just say, let's see what the cheaper one is. So if I am not lucky, I'm only gonna get flowers worth 30, so because currently I'm growing entirely random flowers, so I can't guarantee to get the better paid ones. Let's do 24 times 30. Actually, if it's the cheaper flowers, you get 5. So 5 times 6 is 6 plots, 5 flowers each. We can do math, I promise you. That would be 30. So 30 times 30, that would be 900. If I am the most unlucky out of all of those flowers, I will get 900 astrolite every 10 minutes. But I have to spend 600 astrolite replenishing my seeds. So actually, I get 300 astrolite every 10 minutes. If I multiply that by 6 to make it an hour, my brain will definitely work overtime right now. 1,800 astrolites every 1 hour if I am farming by hand. As in, if I am standing around here trying to grind out currency as a free-to-play player. There is a way to bypass all of this, which is why I'm telling you that housing is really fucking expensive. Because this is, I'm pretty sure, what you're actually meant to be doing. Because this is the only way to get a considerable, sizable enough amount of astrolites in order to A, have enough money to level up your abilities, B, have enough money to unlock sketches, and C, have enough money to actually build something. 1 diamond is worth 500 astrolite. This is why I have sunk like 15 poles into housing so far. I am not done yet, but my limit to how low am I allowed to go on diamonds this patch is 2,000 diamonds. So, tomorrow, my monthly does its thing, and I do my dailies. That's 180 diamonds, which is just under 100,000 astrolites. That's what I've been doing. That's how I have this house a week in. And this is a humble house. So this is what I mean when I say that housing in Nikki is incredibly expensive, or you can go incredibly slow. But here's the thing. Here's a little thing. There's currently a housing competition happening. Just like directly on this month. If I press K, I think, for current adventures, let's look, home building contest, time remaining 21 days. I have 21 days to enter this, the judgment starts afterwards. Top spots will get like really random prizes. Like, I think top spot gets like $3,000 to spend in IKEA. It's like, why IKEA? Can I just like exchange that for diamonds, please? And then you have like spots for 5,000 diamonds, 3,000 diamonds, and so on and so forth. And then you have like, you get 100 diamonds for participating. I am spending my pulls, effectively, on building up my house. I am actually building it up to be happy with my house myself, because no way in hell will I ever outcompete the whales in 21 days. There are some people that will be like, oh, creativity is all you need. Like, it comes with like plenty of parts of the house. Like the preset house comes with plenty of parts. You can just like rearrange that into amazing things. And sure, I've seen people do like tree houses, and that's pretty cool. Like I've seen people do just a roof on the floor as like a tent, and that's pretty cool. But creativity for this housing competition goes hand in hand with whaling. The person that built the most big and intricate and wonderful house is gonna be the whale that is able to just spend thousands and thousands of diamonds in order to get all the walls that they need right now while the competition is still running. I am not that person. My spending is limited, and I set myself a limit as to how much I'm gonna spend on housing every single day. And this limit is also, for the most part, for this patch. After this patch passes, because I will want to save pulls again, I will be spending less on housing than what I'm doing right now. So, I'm already spending quite a lot on housing. But I stand no chance of winning because there are other people that are spending so much more on housing. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking, what do I have? What can I get? And how can I make do with what I have and make myself happy with what I have? So like I have an excellent bedroom, for example. I really love this room, despite the fact that it's using the default bed. I think that it's great. And I love this little throne from Momo, because sometimes he actually sits in it, but it's hard. You tried, and then you climbed it. So like, if I stand in a specific spot, like I've been just like standing around in here a couple of days ago, and he like sat down and he was like, no, I need to move off my throne because we're going. And that was so incredibly cute. And I'm like, yes, more Momo furniture, more Momo interactions. That would be absolutely great. And I'm trying to make a kitchen in here. Mind you, I can't get a fridge nor a stove. Those are not a thing. So my Discord told me that this is a bar and not a kitchen. And I'm like, it's a bar with the intention of being able to serve food in it at some point. I am building a loft where I wanted to do like this little nook for reading, but because the table lamps don't illuminate and it's so jank to be putting up chandeliers, I just have this at the moment. And if you're gonna ask why is there a giant sculpture of Bitcoin in here, that's because this is where roofing doesn't quite not clip. It clips in. In order for my roof to be okay, it has to clip into the inside, but I also want to have a loft. So I have to be thinking creatively. So I just shoved the Bitcoin mascot in here. I'm like, let's pretend that he's a giant plushie, and he's just guarding all of my mistakes. Everything that doesn't quite work is like behind him. Also, these sort of windows, I can't put them in my loft. God damn it, stairs. Come on, stairs. We can do stairs better. Because this is not enough space to put that sort of window. It would go over the edge. So I tried to figure out if there are smaller windows. There are not. There are windows as decoration. This is not a real window. You can't actually look outside. So I shoved window as a decoration on this side, and then I shoved window as a decoration at the exact same spot on the other side of my house. And now I'm telling you how I'm building this. I'm telling you how I'm getting by. And if you notice, I'm smiling. I am happy to recount to you how I'm making this jank work. I'm happy to be like, yeah, I couldn't get roofing to work properly and still like have like a little loft attic sort of thing. So I had to shove a giant plush bibcon up there. It's not even plush, but I am pretending that it is plush. Like, I couldn't figure out what to put here, so for now I put that plant, and that plant was going through the roof, and we just fixed it. Now this plant is okay. It sort of like goes in front of the lamp, so maybe I will want to push the lamp over there, and that's gonna be a pain with how hard it is to move things. And like I put down some luggage over here. Like, I want to clutter this place up. I want to have things, and I wanted to like have a little reading nook, but the only way it makes sense is to have the bookcase at the highest point, like where there's the most wall space. So wall space is here. I couldn't find any bookcase that was shorter than this, and this is already resized to the smaller size. I wish that this lamp would work, because then it could illuminate the bookcase. So I can't just like bring it here, because the whole thing is slanted, and then either my bookcase will be in a weird position or it will be going through. But I'm like, I want this to be a reading corner, so I want there to be some bookcases. This is not gonna be the only bookcase. And I want this to have a desk, and it has to be like a little coffee table, and not just a random desk. So there's a coffee table over here, but currently I'm out of diamonds, so I'm out of being able to build at the moment with my own imposed restrictions. So that has to wait till tomorrow, but like I want there to be a coffee table in here. And let me just go into the album, and I'm gonna show you like these things. You go outside. First of all, you buy it. You buy access to this, and they're unlocked depending on your level. Level 6 for me was today, and this is what I unlocked. I then had to go out into the world and like take pictures of these furnishings, and that was like so much fun. So like I can make all of this, and then I can make like a sizable amount of things. I am so happy to unlock new things, because I'm like, how am I gonna make it fit? Where can I actually use this? Because this is not a lot of furnishings as well. Infold kind of lied, because there's maybe like a couple hundred trees on the plot when you get, and when they say 999 free furnishings, they don't mean 999 free blueprints. They mean 999 furnishings, counting absolutely everything that your preset house comes with, including the trees, and there's just a lot of trees. I'm pretty sure I still have like something like 60 bushes inside my inventory that I can use, but like, you go out with these journals, you find these things in the open, you take pictures of them, so there's like a, I need to find this, and like, in order to get the blueprint, and you go back home and you're like, how am I ever gonna utilize this furniture, because this furniture is like so random. But then you're also thinking about what your space needs. So like, I need a lot of clutter up there. I don't know what that clutter is gonna be, but the giant bibcon that I didn't think I would ever use is a start. And then like I could have like a little table in here, and then like I can have some books on it. I even have the battle pass for this, because yes, this comes with the battle pass. I forget which button is on. That's the decor catalog. Dreamland Showcase, there we go. So in 2,000 more points, I will be able to claim what I spent on it back. It's fine. I can get this back effectively tomorrow, because I can do a little bit of grinding. So I can get the points. You can't buy blueprints off here. you have to pay per item. And this is how many items I have paid for so far. So I have like one of each, and I think all of these honestly stand in my house. But while the battle pass is ongoing, I will get more points than I need to buy each item once, so I can buy some items several times. And at the moment, I kind of want to get more than one key file cabinets, because I have it in my bedroom. So let me show you. Like I built like a little writing table for Nikki, and that's where she keeps all her documents, okay? So like I put it here, but now I also want to have it in my loft as clutter. If I could just like get some random boxes at the moment, actually, that would be like so great. I'm considering making a magazine rack, because maybe I could actually fit a magazine rack in here and it will look a bit less weird than like a giant bookcase. And there's also great furnishing potential in the future when it comes to the system, but I am excited about this. I am excited to figure out what I can do with what I have. I am excited to figure out what I have access to and where I can place it, and to make this place truly my own. As the months are gonna drag on, at the very least we're gonna get more battle passes, I imagine. I don't know, will they allow you to claim back your money each time? Would be weird if they did. This might be just like a first time thing. And it is quite upsetting that battle passes don't give you a blueprint, but they just give you the furnishing direct, the way that they wanted the store to work. And we haven't even seen the store yet. They're gonna activate a store, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of furnishings for sale for diamonds and stellarites. And honestly, considering that I'm already paying for housing, Momo got stuck. Come here. I wouldn't mind spending some diamonds on some furnishings. I wouldn't mind it, like, because then I would have more things to play around with when it comes to my house. So, as far as the amount of stuff that we have to place, it's gonna expand over time. And this has so much expanding potential when it comes to like things like 2.0 and 3.0, because I hope that we're also gonna get new unique furnishings from those areas. Currently, the only furnishings that we got was from catalogs from like Wishfield itself. A lot of the furnishings are either directly in Floorwish or inside Nonoi's house. There's no furnishings from the Wishing Woods or anywhere similar like that. It's all effectively like this one concentrated area. Like it's all Floorwish, effectively. Every single furnishing that we got so far. So the possibility of expansion when it comes to the system is endless. And it makes me excited to log in every single day, because I'm like, what can I scrump up and spend on housing? And what else can I place in here? How can I play with what I have? I haven't been logging in for this amount of time into Infinity Nikki every single day, as I have been doing for this week, ever since I finished the main story, folks. Normally you play through the patch content and you put the game down for like a month straight. So, weirdly, this is great. This is great. It gives me stuff to legitimately do. And look at the amount of space that I still have. As I'm leveling up, as well, my load also goes up, so I can build more. I'm sure that that's gonna max out when I get to like construction ability 10, so that load will probably stop at, what, 600,000? But I'm currently only using half the load, and one of the ideas that I have that I need to wait 2 days for because I need terraforming in order to be able to make large boulders is, I know that everything is currently just this small house, and it will be kind of weird because I'm still leaving this whole field untouched. But effectively, I would want to make like small stairs in here going up and up like in a circle, and then have like large boulders floating in the air. Like my house is built at some sort of like bottom of like a giant spire. And on top of that, I'm thinking about what am I gonna place? Maybe I'll place a special tree. Maybe I'll place a place to sit down. Maybe I'll like place some like teacup sets. It would be great if I could get an easel, because then I could pretend that it's like a painting location. I have all of these ideas in my head. I have all of these ideas in my head as to what I want to do. I want to make my fishing breeding ground look less bare as well. Some people actually covered these themes and made it look more like natural ponds, which I really admire, and that is something that I want to do. One of the things that I have unlocked was actually to make a grass path. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is making a grass path. This is hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours that I'm spending playing Infinity Nikki. I haven't been spending so much time playing Infinity Nikki in such a long time. This is jank as fuck, and yet this is the most fun we've been able to have in this game for a long time. This is the most creative you can be in this game in a long time. This has a lot of potential. Not for free-to-play players, but a lot of potential. Because if you're free-to-play, it's gonna take you a year to build like a second house. Because you're spending like 8 days per wall. So, you know, it's expensive. It's not free to play. And these controls are the dumbest housing controls I have seen in any game that has housing. Because come on, I can do better in Guild Wars 2, and that's an MMO. Because, like, you know the funniest bit for me? We have precision placing. You know what we have precision placing on? Fucking Momo. I'm trying to figure out where the setting for Momo is. Can I not take picture with Momo in here? That might be the case. I might need to actually like teleport out into like Wishfield. So let's do that. My house is set. It shouldn't do weird shit and then set itself at the moment. It's just it's there. It's fine. I've solved the bugs. Rather, I worked around the bugs by making sure that my house saves. Do like go back in and out of your house multiple times if you're building people to make sure that your work is actually saving, because it's quite horrible if you're gonna like lose all of that work. So do I have, there we go. No hide Momo, please. So these are camera controls, right? Look at me be able to slide Momo. Look at him not being attached to my cursor, but being attached to the place, and me being able to slide Momo. I don't... And after enabling auto ground snap, is the auto ground snap enabled? I think housing stuff is carrying over to my photo stuff, because I needed ground snap for my housing, so this is weird. Anyway, this is something that I'm gonna figure out later, and be able to move my Momo up and down as well, but why do we have this on Momo in camera mode, but we don't have it in housing, where you need a lot more precision, and being accidentally lifting stuff up absolutely friggin' sucks, man. Like, what the heck? We have half the tools inside this game, but they couldn't, like, put them inside housing, and other games have these tools. And there are undo buttons, and you don't need to worry about your house like not properly saving. And you can group however many items as you want in other games, and the controls are a lot less jank than this. So, I am flabbergasted and confused when it comes to trying to rate Nikki's housing system. This is the jankiest housing system that I've ever seen in a video game, outside of maybe Inzoi. A lot of people won't bother because of how jank it is. It carries a lot of potential because if you do bother, and if you go very slow, you can build quite impressive things. I have seen people build such things that I could never build myself. On the other hand, it is grindy and very expensive, but also this is the most fun you can have in the game so far. This is like the most permanent features that we had. You can just log in and do every single day outside of like dailies. And honestly, building is fun. The price for building is not fun, but building itself is fun. Having it be gated under XP and wait quite a lot of time in order to be able to build something is not fun, but building itself is fun. So what I'm trying to say is that I've never been as engaged in Infinity Nikki ever since I finished 1.0 story, and then I had like a trickle bit of story every single patch, and then I would need to wait around for the next patch. But also, all the other problems. So my verdict on housing is, it's clunky, it's expensive, it's jank, and it's also something that I absolutely love, and it is the most fun that I've been having in Infinity Nikki for a long, long while. I expect this housing rush for me to last for at least another week or two, because I still haven't unlocked everything for construction, and I want to do more. I have an idea as to what it is of more that I want to be doing. I have a plan in my head how to do things with what I have, and then when the housing store releases, this is what's gonna happen. Mirta will already have like a primary build for her house. I probably won't want to like radically modify it because it would be a bitch to build a new house all the way from the beginning. But if things come out on like the furnishing store and I'm like, oh, that looks like really, really, really cool, I will probably be incorporating whatever it is into the housing that I already have. So, you know, I will probably settle on like a basic build in like the next couple of weeks. That will be more or less permanent, but then I will just keep on adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and maybe in a year or two I'm gonna demolish it and rebuild it, but for the most part it's gonna stay the way that it is, but I'll just add like an item or two here and there, like I want this or I want that, or maybe I want to like re-theme this room in particular without like destroying my full build. So I will be probably spending less time on housing in the long term, but I'm spending a lot of time on it. I do enjoy the process, and I want to make it into cozy something that I can enjoy, and the fact that it requires so much effort makes me kind of proud that I'm managing to achieve what I'm managing to achieve. It's getting me to think creatively. I like this. I legitimately like this. There are so many more things that I could say that keep on escaping my brain. Like, for example, I could do little nitpicks such as we can actually place items that we bought before. What I mean is special things, like, what do I want to do? Let me just remove this and add this. So this comes from the Tide of Tears banners. Placing special items from banners costs a lot of build, and unfortunately can't, like, costs a lot of load. I think this is 25,000 load on its own. And I can't resize it, which sucks because I can't... I would love to have this mirror, not like it's a usable prop, but it's like a mirror that I just place inside that house. And I can't, because this is the only size that it comes in, and it costs shit tons of load, but I can have it in my house. But we can't do it with absolutely everything, and the items that Infold have decided it should be placeable inside your house versus the items that are not are so incredibly like random, because I can't place bunny beanbag, I can't place flowery picnic, I can't place picnic charm mushroom magic, I can't place my bamboo raft, even though all of these things, well, I would say with the exception of bamboo raft, but let me show you guys, like my house actually comes with a pond. I haven't unlocked this area, so I can't build on it. It would be very expensive in Astrolites to unlock this, but my house has a pond. I could technically keep my bamboo raft here. It's not a very deep pond, but it is a pond nonetheless. I can't place all of those items. I can place the really, like, clunky big things, like a giant snow globe, which I don't want to incorporate into my build, when, like, a fluffy beanbag chair that's shaped like a bunny, I would have wanted to incorporate that into my build. And some people bought things in preparation for housing, like there was the tea set last month, which had like a little outdoor chairs and like a little table, and people bought this because they assumed that it's gonna be placeable in the house, and it's not. So what items are placeable right now is like really random, but I could like go on ranting about the imperfections of housing and the bugs that I've experienced for hours, and this is already an incredibly long and ranty review. But what I'm trying to say is that once again, this is clunky, this is expensive, this is the most fun I've had with this game in a very, very long time. So, my review is... housing system sucks ass. I like it. Make this make sense. Like, make anything like this make sense. It's a great creative tool. If you haven't tried it, you know, don't be afraid to demolish the preset. Try it for yourself, rage at it, see what you can do with it. Because it does come with quite a lot of like little details that you can play around for free. But also the housing system is very expensive, it's very clunky, and it sucks ass. Anyway, this is now me running around in circles. So that's my take on the housing system. How do you feel about it? Have you been using it? How does it feel for you to use? Do you think it's gonna improve in the future? Like, what are your opinion? Are you, like, not enticed? Because I weirdly want to entice more people to, like, play around with it if they have access to the game, because it's genuinely fun, even though it's also genuinely horrible. But I think you deserve to experience this with me, so, like, kinda join in. But anyway, if you have an opinion on the housing system, like, please express it in the comment section down below. I hope that I'm gonna see you in my other videos. Thank you so much for my Patreons that are funding my game purchases in general for months now. And for one thing, I have a monthly running now. I spent £22 last patch in total, which included buying 2 monthlies, so one of them is still running, and all of it is currently going directly into my house. Some people would say that that's a stupid way to spend your money, and I'd say, fuck you. This is the only way that I'm gonna have fun with this feature, and I kind of made myself like a floor cap as to what kind of diamond amount I don't want to lose, so I'm already like set on that. Anyway, thank you so much for funding me. Thank you for listening to this incredibly long rant, and I hope I'm gonna see you on my other videos. Toodaloo.